While I am a fully paid up West Aucklander, I'm currently on holiday in the UK. I'm staying at my parents' place, which is just south of Cambridgeshire, and if you've been keeping an eye on the news, you may have seen we've got something of a heat wave. So today it's approximately 40 degrees, and I saw a post on Reddit the other day saying, well, what would happen if you ran in temperatures like this? And there was someone who responded, and I'll stick it below, saying you would actually literally die. Now, being the public-spirited kind of vlogger that I am, I thought, well, let's put this to the test. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a run today, and we'll see how it all works out. But first, we need to check on what the actual temperature is. So we're going to wander over that way to my dad's observatory, where we have a thermometer that he's put up in the shade earlier in the day to see how it's going. So let's just come around the back of the observatory, and I'm not actually kidding, there is a 12-inch Newtonian reflecting telescope in there to take a look at the thermometer. Now this has been hanging in the shade all day, and hopefully you can see that just about here it's looking at about 41 degrees centigrade, maybe a shade more. Just close in so you can hopefully see that. Now, while that thermometer is pretty accurate, it is a calibrated and certified thermometer. It's not really, strictly speaking, in the way that you should actually measure temperature, but it's going to be pretty close. So it's probably about 40 degrees. It's already been announced that it was 40 degrees down in Heathrow, in just south of London, earlier today. So we're kind of in the ballpark. And as I'm walking on these flagstones below, my feet are actually getting burned. So I'm going to go inside. I'm going to get myself together. And then I'm going to go for a run over the farm opposite my parents' house, which is where I typically run when I'm over here, and we'll kind of see how it goes. Just stepping outside the door, and even in the shade it feels like the kind of heat you get out of a hairdryer when you open the oven. So let's wander. So about 300 meters in, if that, just jogging across past the field. And I've got to be running 5:30, 5:45 a K. You know what, 8:30 a mile, maybe 9 minutes a mile. And it really is like running in an oven. Your heart rate's already in the mid 150s, which is pretty high. So I think we're just going to take this very, very easy. Run a mile. See how we feel, run a bit more, but not much. Don't want to do more than 5k really, just as an experiment. It's really when you come out of a shady part and you get into full sun, just how bakingly hot it really is. You know, my heart rate was doing basically 160 there, and I'm really trotting along at a very reasonable pace. So let's slow it up a little bit further. Just over a mile now, done in about 10 minutes. Okay, including faffing to film this, heading under the M11. And I am going to go to 2.5k then turn around, because it really is ferocious out here. Now, while I don't think I'm going to die, I am quite hot, My heart rate's quite high, running at a very easy pace, and I'm starting to get this feeling around my mouth that kind of goes to when you get to the point in the race when you're quite tired and thirsty. About 3.5k, a little under a k and a half to go. Yeah, it's just quite hard work, even if I'm just rolling along very nice and gently. $400 meters, 2-3 minutes to get home. It's been an interesting experiment. Still alive. Feeling quite hot, a little bit dehydrated. Heart rate much higher than you'd expect for this kind of pace, not surprisingly. And nearly done. Three miles exactly in 29 minutes. Pretty hot, pretty sweaty, very thirsty. Heart rate data was done with a monitor, so it's probably not a million miles wrong. But we got it done. We got it done. Any other thoughts? Possibly that my other goal, and the other reason why I wanted to do this, is because at the Western States 100-mile endurance run, that's the kind of temperatures you can get in the canyons. And I wanted to see what that was like unacclimatized. So one day, fingers crossed, when I eventually get into the race, I know what it's going to be like. Cheers guys, hope you enjoyed it.